let's talk about phosphates for a second. This is a concept that a lot of people may not be aware of that could be ailing your hot tub. The symptoms that you notice would be green water, and no matter what you're adding to it, it's not quite responding to chemical treatment. Phosphates are measured in parts per billion, and generally they're inorganic matter like dust or dirt or leaves or whatever that can infiltrate your water and essentially make it very hard to keep it nice and clean. So I'll show you a quick test on how to make sure that phosphates aren't the issue. It's more than just a pH or chlorine issue. So no matter what you're doing, you want to deal with this before you deal with any other issue. So taking a look, this is a test kit for phosphates. You'll see those blue strips. You don't necessarily have to get the Insta-test, but you want to get some kind of phosphate tester. So to use this kit, what you have to do is you fold this little test strip. Try not to touch them directly, but fold the test strip in half there. Tuck it into the cap, which will be provided. Okay? And then what you do is you put the cap on, just like this, and you want that meniscus to actually go all the way up and down about 3-4 times. I'm going to do it one more time for good measure. And then here we go. So when you're reading this, instead of trying to read it through the tube, because you're going to get colors on here that you're going to be evaluating things against, you want to be under 500 parts per billion. If you're over that, then the water's really not going to respond to chemical treatment. So you want to be under that. How you read this though, don't try to read it through the bottle, even though it looks like it's clear. The easiest way to read it is by looking at this. So if you look at this, sorry, I'll put this down, make it a little easier to look at. So that looks pretty high to me. So that means that we need to treat the water for phosphates. Once that's done, then we can move on to the next step to keep your water looking crystal clear. I'll see you in the next video.